Dang, my shoulder. Hey, K Willie. My shoulder is. Come on. I must need to reset my phone. My phone is acting crazy. Let's try that. I've been gone for a minute. Um, I have not been feeling well. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was allergies. I don't know. For a minute, I kind of felt like I was coming down with something. I was just like super duper tired, and I just didn't really feel like being bothered. So I just didn't come. And then, um, it was like the anniversary of my mom's death. And, I try not to get down around the anniversary of her death. Like, I really try not to celebrate, or I just try to. Recently, the last few years, I have legit tried to pretend like that anniversary don't exist. I don't want to celebrate the anniversary of my mom's death. I just don't want to. I would rather just pretend like that just didn't happen. And, me and my mom just not talking right now. Not because we're not talking because she's deceased. I'm just like, how your mind will just, I think your mind tries to protect you in a way. It knows that certain things hurt you, so your mind just won't even allow you to go there. So I think my mind, that's a coping mechanism of mine, is to try to pretend like that is not there. Now, I have been to therapy, so I have, worked through the fact that my mom is deceased. I know that. I'm not, trying to pretend like she didn't pass away. But I just don't want to keep reliving that every year. And Facebook has a way of reminding you of stuff that you don't want to be reminded of. And that's what happened with me, I think. I went on my Facebook and it was like, today is the day that, was my mom's funeral. And that came up. And then it was like fungus. You just slide down that rabbit hole. And I think that's what happened. That, and I already wasn't really feeling the best. I was already feeling like, I don't know, like I was super tired. Uh, my nose was stopped up. Then it started running. My stomach was upset. I wasn't really eating that much. Like my appetite was gone. And I was like, is it allergies? Like, what is going on? So I got up this morning and I felt better than I had felt like for the past like couple of days. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna get up today. I'm gonna eat something. Um, I actually ate some McDonald's, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did anyway. Because for like the past couple of days, I haven't really eaten much of anything. So, um, I feel better. So I said, well, let me come in and at least let the folks know that I'm okay. Because, I normally don't go without posting anything for 4 or 5 days. Y'all know that I normally don't do that. Now I think I have been posting a few things on my shorts, short form content. That's different. But I have been posting something. But I said, well, let me come on so they can at least see my face. It's only a few of y'all that really care about seeing my face, but the few people that do care about seeing my face, I wanted them to see my face so you'll know that I'm okay. And I wanted to show you this project that I finished. And I'm probably going to give this project its own separate video once I do my hair and put on a cute outfit and stuff. I'm going to show you this project, but I'm gonna show it to you guys now. I'm gonna have to, y'all gonna have to take a field trip. How many of y'all here? Well, 2 or 3 people, that's all. I'm gonna put you guys over here so you can see. Don't jump on the computer, please. Gizmo got up like, what you doing, mama? Look like I got a couple more ends I gotta weave in. But I made this hexagon. Can y'all see? And this is the first one I made that the sleeves came out long enough. Let me scoot y'all back a little bit. That the sleeves came out long enough, because the other one I made, the sleeves were short. You still can't see how long it is, but it stops like right below my butt. So it's actually a jacket. So it is 2 granny hexagon. Will you move back, please? Can you move back? Can you move? Move back. Move. 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 You in the shot. Move. It's 2 granny hexagons sewn together in the back. And that's it. This, if you crochet, this is probably one of the easiest, if you crochet, is one of the easiest projects you'll make, because it's only 2 pieces. 2 hexagons joined together down the middle. And that's it. Super easy. But I used about... I used 3 or 4 different color yarns. That's not just one color. It's like 3 or 4 different yarn colors to finish that project. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. And I've been watching these crazy videos. Like, for one thing, y'all will definitely keep me busy watching these videos. Watching Connection Rejection, her and her refrigerator saga, and watching Adrian. I don't know what to say about y'all sometimes. Y'all keep me busy, that's for sure. When I be laying around bored to death, I can always come to YouTube and find something crazy to watch, because y'all definitely gonna be here. So that's about it. Kanye is on his apology tour. I guess his publicist or whoever, his team, finally got to him and told him, you can't be out here talking about, um, you know, people like that and think that everything is going to be okay. So I guess he's going around now making his apologies. I just don't understand, you know. I don't understand people that look at the things that Kanye does and says that it's okay instead of really holding him accountable for some of that mess that he says. And I listened to one thing that he said today, and I think that Kanye is really not out here trying to hurt people. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's not really trying to hurt people. He's trying to make a point, but he's just not doing it very well. He's just not really able to articulate himself where he comes off sounding like he has some sense. He's just not able to do that. Hey, Phoenix. I was talking about Kanye. I saw uh on the Shade Room where he was being interviewed by that British dude that I really can't stand, Piers Morgan, I think. Hey, Tammy. Kanye was being uh, interviewed by, I think the guy's name is Piers Morgan. And if you really listened to what Kanye was saying, if you really listened to what he was saying with an open mind, you could kind of hear what he was trying to say. He's just not a good messenger. Kanye is like listening to a crackhead telling you not to smoke crack. And they're still actively a crackhead. That's how I see Kanye. It may be the right message, but it's just coming from the wrong person. It's coming from the wrong person. Yeah, some of what he says is valid. It is. But it's just not coming off. It's coming off as crazy, though, because of who the message is coming from. I think a lot of people just can't hear it from him. He's just not a good messenger. He's not. But I think I kind of understand what he's trying to say, but he's just not saying it right. And people can't hear it from him. And I think he's offended people so much. He has offended so many people that it's hard for, even when he's telling the truth, it's hard for people to be able to hear it. They don't want to hear it from him. So he's in the position that he's in now. And I know that Kanye is, even with his team, I'm pretty sure that he is really a hard person to deal with. Because Kanye has a very elitist mentality. Very elitist mentality. And it's not from him being more intelligent than other people. It's just him having more money. Because I've heard some of the things that, he said to people. Like, you work here. Like, what? So, I don't know. I'm still going to stick to my guns, though, and say that Kanye has a lot of issues. He has some mental health issues. He does. And I'm not one of those kind of people that jump on the bandwagon and just because you're a celebrity, everything that you say is right. Like how people lift Beyonce up, and Beyonce is our queen, and I stand for Beyonce. I don't stand for no damn body. I don't stand for my own kids when they wrong. I don't stand. I'm not a stand. I'm not even a fan. I can't name not one Kanye song. Not one. So when it comes to him, I'm not even a fan. I'm just seeing all of the crazy stuff that, he does. And it's not just the things that, he says on social media, but it's the father that he is, how he portrays himself, even as a father. He out here driving Kim crazy. And you cannot be a good father if you're out here antagonizing and driving the mother of your kids crazy. Because a good man will take all of that into consideration. I'm not about to be stressing out the person that is raising my children because I don't even want my kids in that type of environment. That's a good man. Yeah, like the boy who cried wolf. Like, what was sad is I guess some of the police uh, uh, videos have come out for that white girl that killed her boyfriend, that killed that black guy who was her boyfriend. And people are saying that they don't care because this man had put those tweets out about wanting to be with a white woman and his disdain for black women and all of this kind of stuff. So now, the police reports, yeah, the dude from Nigeria. Now the police reports are coming out kind of like in her defense that, yeah, they did have problems beforehand. And people are like, we don't care. Like, we don't even care because this man had got on Twitter and talked about how his disdain for black women. So at this point, no one cares, and it's sad, but that's how people are. You can only show your behind for so long before people start to be like, oh no, I don't care. I don't care about nothing he say because that boy crazy. We do that quick. And in the African American community, we don't have a problem labeling people. We will label you in a minute. Oh, that's crazy, Charlie. We're going to give you a nickname. Everybody had nicknames. There was this boy that I grew up with. They called him Blinky. Now, this boy had legitimately had some type of medical condition that caused him to blink. And he stuttered. And when he would stutter, his eyes would blink. He was clearly, something was going on because he was like in the slow classes. He would be with the special ed students. But all during school, everybody just called him Blinky, knowing that there was a reason why this boy was blinking, like there was something wrong with him. But I mean, he never did correct people, and that was his nickname all during high school, was Blinky. But now that I think as an adult, and I think back on that, I wouldn't have wanted the kids to, and they did. They called me Four Eyes in elementary school. But I wouldn't have wanted that to follow me for 4 years, though. Blinky was his legit name. And I mean, he was pretty popular. It wasn't like, he was in special ed and he wasn't popular. Like, he was popular. He played basketball and everything, but he had a very serious speech impediment, and something was going on. It was like his stuttering and his blinking were in sync with each other. It was like a tick or something. And, like he could be having a conversation, like he'd start off the conversation real good, just like we having a conversation, and then all of a sudden the stutter would take over, and then he would go into these like blinking sessions. But we had no compassion for him. That was Blinky. If it was somebody that was like one of my friends, she was like really light skinned. They called her Light Bright. They gonna give you a name. We gonna come up with a name in the African American community. My mother said that my oldest son had been here before, so his nickname was Little Old Man. She always called him a little old man because she said he had an old soul. He had definitely been here before, because that child from very young, he would just like a little old man, just sit at the kitchen table, and he be asking for pancakes and stuff, where his little brother would just want like cereal. This boy wanted full breakfast in the morning: pancakes, eggs, bacon, ham. Just little old man traits. He still act like that too. But we gonna give you a nickname. But oh boy, that one dude, his they're releasing police footage of, I guess, another incident that had happened at the apartment like a week or so before she actually took his life. And black people are like, we don't care. Because once we turn our back on you, once we didn't gave up on you, and I don't think Kanye realizes that. Once we turn our back on you, it's bad. Because once your own people turn their back on you and other races see that, the black people ain't even messing with you. So we ain't messing with you. He better calm down, child. He better get check himself into treatment or something, because I really think that that's what he needs. He needs some help, some serious counseling, because he's gonna end up messing around and saying something, and his kids, like your kids, are constantly getting older. And your kids are not, nowadays you can't keep social media from your children. Like, you may not allow your kids to spend 3 and 4 hours a day on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. But your kids are going to school with other kids whose parents are not limiting their scope of social media. Then they going to school with other kids, and them other kids be like, do you know how stupid your dad is? Like, your dad out here acting a fool. You seen him? And then that's going to cause a ripple effect in the home. Then the kids gonna come home and be like you really be out on social media acting stupid like that? Why? Because you know some people don't limit what they allow their children to say to them. Their kids are free to express themselves in any kind of way. Like I had to be careful what I said to my mama. Like I was watching this movie last night on Hulu, I think. It was a movie on Hulu. And the girl looked like she maybe was in the ninth grade or something, ninth, 10th grade, was mad at her mother. And you know, her mother was like, I know that you're upset with me right now. And the girl just turned around and said, I'm not upset. I hate you. And I was like, I never. I never. And then after she said it, she just walked away and her mother just, stood there like, shocked and hurt. There is no way in the world I would have been able to tell my mother that I hated her and walk away and get on the school bus like I hadn't did shit. That just wouldn't have happened. That would not have happened in my world. It just wouldn't. And I know a whole lot of other people it wouldn't have happened for. I hate you? Not I'm upset, but I hate you. And just walk away like she ain't said shit. That wouldn't have happened. But y'all give y'all kids a lot of freedom. Um, a lot more than, you know, our generation had. Y'all kids can say anything. And you don't check them. And I'm not saying, you got to knock your kid out for everything that they say, but I still feel that your child should have a different level of respect for parents that they do for their peer group. You're not going to talk to me like you talk to your peers. I don't care what you say to them. But you're not going to talk to me like you talk to another 14-year-old. Tammy said he needs some real therapy to help him if possible. Some people are so messed up they don't think they need help. Yeah, like Phoenix said, a typical manic person. They don't see themselves, they don't see anything wrong with. And you have to look at the fact that Kanye has a lot of people, a lot of yes people around him. A lot. Stop doing that. Leave that alone. Don't sit there. Thank you. He has a lot of yes people around him. Of course, people, they're going to say and do what he wants because they want the free Yeezys or they want to fly in a, jet or, they're being his personal assistant or whatever. Of course, they're not going to tell him no or tell him that the stuff that he is saying and doing is crazy because they don't want to be fired. So he has a lot of people in his corner telling him that what he's doing makes sense, when in all actuality, it doesn't. Tammy said, I never disrespected my mother, but some of my siblings did when they got way older. I just wasn't that type. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know if he has auditory issues. I don't know what's going on with him, but I do believe that it is something. Hey, KK. Hey, Demona. I believe that it's something. Just like, I don't know if any of you have been watching Adrian Slaves, who is Beloved Life's sister. Lately, her videos have gotten interesting because she is becoming delusional. Like, she thinks people are following her. She thinks that certain cars are following her. She said she went to the gas station and she saw two women at the gas station that she's never seen before. And she thinks these people are out to get her. People are chasing her or looking for her, or trying to plant something on her, trying to do something to her. And I'm like, girl, you went to the gas station and saw two people that you don't normally see. I never see the same. I go to the same 7-Eleven at least once a week. There has not been one time that I have seen any other person in there that I recognize other than the people that work there. And I go to that 7-Eleven at least once a week. And I've never run into anybody that I know. And it's the same 7-Eleven that I always frequent. When I go to Safeway, same Safeway we always go to. We go there at least once a week. I never run into, oh, girl, I saw you last week. How many people run into people that they see often at a gas station? Like, some of her videos and some of the stuff that she says just makes absolutely no sense. But the people in her comment section are saying stuff like, yeah, girl, that's weird. Yeah, girl, they probably are following you. No one's following you, girl. Ain't nobody following you. Not one soul is following Adrian. And then she gets on this tangent about city officials. People are trying to do things, sir. Girl, ain't nobody trying to do nothing to you. You out here breaking the law. You're breaking the law. So things should happen to you. Yeah, he did say that he was bipolar a while ago. But he also said that he doesn't like to take his medicine because it makes him fat. And a lot of people who have issues like that don't want to take their meds because they can either make you fat, they make you gain weight, they mess with your libido. There's a lot of things that go on with these psych meds that people, the side effects that people don't want to deal with. I think that Adrian is bipolar. I really do. I think she's bipolar also. And he probably got lipo during the times that he was on his meds and he gained weight. Because a lot of people gain weight from taking certain. Why you didn't take him? He gonna come in here.
Come on, buddy.
And you didn't have to take the whole bag.
I'm gonna bring it back.
It ain't nothing in there anyway. All the nasty candy. So look, y'all, we didn't already got our bag of Halloween candy. I only got a small bag though. And it's all the good candy gone. We do this every year. Every year we buy candy. We buy candy and we eat it. The only thing that's left is the stuff that neither one of us like. And now this weekend I'm going to get another bag. That's probably why my ass is sick. Because I've been eating all that damn chocolate. Yeah, he did say that he was diagnosed with bipolar. He said he was. He said he was. And he also said that he does not like to take his meds. So, if that's what's going on, then yeah, half the time he is manic and he's not able to control himself because he's not taking his meds. And Kim had probably told him, you gonna have to get on them meds and you gonna have to stay on them. And he probably did for a while. Because I think at one point he did do inpatient treatment. And he probably, they probably got him on his meds and got him right. And he got out the hospital and went back to, oh no, I done got too fat. I can't deal with this shit. And, you know, got off his meds. And that's what a lot of people who have schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, that's what they do. They once they get off their meds, it's bad. They all over the place. Yeah. They get off their meds, they manic, they spending money, they can do anything in the world. I can be the president. I can run this whole country. They not knowing, they don't know what they doing. He manic. But he is manic. I knew but I think he went to treatment twice. Once on his own. And then Phoenix said they did a involuntary admission for him. So yeah, he's had some issues. And it could be from Kanye had a very traumatic accident. A very, very traumatic car accident. So it could be from that, it could be from the death of his mother, or just all of those things combined. All of those things. Because didn't he almost lose his life in that car accident? If y'all hear me snorking, I don't know, I guess it's allergies, so don't trip. Yeah, October 2002, the so it says after a late night in a California studio, West fell asleep at the wheel of his vehicle and collided head on with another car. The accident shattered his jaw, which was wired to his face during reconstructive surgery, and left to heal for several weeks. So looks like he fell asleep at the wheel of his car. And yeah. So it could be all of that. It can be all of those, all of those, his mom's death, all of those things combined. Because you know that we do not believe in therapy. And with an accident that severe, Kanye should have, he should have had some therapy after that. Because that was life changing. Oh, he was a Kappa. Well, yeah, it says the accident happened in what I say, 2002? Yeah, 2002. Ooh, he looked horrible. I don't even want to show y'all these pictures. God damn. Yeah, he looked a mess. I mean, when he puts on weight, you can tell his jaw does look different. And when his face is chubby, like it is now, you can tell. So I don't know. He never finished but was seeking membership. I don't know if it's true about the accident in Kappa, but it was an urban legend when I was in school. Hmm. Could have been. I don't know. But I know that I remember he had a really, really bad accident. And who knows? Who knows what type of trauma he could have suffered from that. Can you give me an Adrian site so I can scan through some of her stuff so I know who you're speaking of? Oh, okay. She's got more than one channel. But if you start watching one of her uh, channels, if you start watching any of her videos, you'll start to see the rest of them. Adrian Slays. And if you watch any of the other mukbang people, she is related to a few of them. B Loves Life, who is one of the biggest eaters on YouTube. Um, that's her sister. And then she has a brother, Walt. I don't know what Walt's channel name is, but he does mukbang. And then they have a couple of other brothers on here whose channels are not as big yet, but they're growing. I mean, if B Love's family, none of our families can get together though. If their family had really got together like on some real stuff, they all could have been out here making some good money. But they don't get along, yeah. I don't. Kay said, I don't believe Kanye has the right support, if any at all, to encourage him to be more positive for his mental sanity and those around him. I don't think he does either. I don't. I think he has just a lot of people around him. Yes, Kanye, yes, yes. And just not enough people around him telling him the truth. Or they know that he can't hear the truth, and if you try to be real with him, he gonna kick you out the club. And no one wants to be kicked out of the club with the cool kids. So no, they're not gonna tell him the truth. But child, I wish he was my nephew. Cause I'd be calling him all the time. What is wrong with you? What are you doing? Shut up. Go somewhere and sit your ass down. I wish he was. And you can tell, like, you can tell these celebrities that don't have anybody positive around them. You can tell the ones that don't. The ones that are only being influenced by their peers, you can tell because they act crazy and they don't care. They don't care. Yeah, I've never, other than than that stuff that he did where he kind of like put himself as Jesus. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what Kanye doing. I mean, a lot of people on social media do stuff just to be seen. And if I can do things to get a rise out of you, I will. You know, like you won't know who people really are because some people are just out here to get a rise out of people or to just get attention or just to get clicks and views. Because nowadays, if you're not doing something outlandish, you're not getting views. You know, the algorithm is the crazy thing about YouTube is the algorithm is constantly changing. And they do that for a reason so that, you know, so that the same person is not monopolizing the pie. So the algorithm is constantly changing so that everybody can get a little piece of the pie. But with the algorithm constantly changing, you don't know what side of the algorithm you're going to be on. Like right now, my algorithm is only for shorts. And the shorts and stuff that I post is for people that don't want to watch my other content. But YouTube is like, okay, who cares if they watch your live videos? We don't care. They're watching your shorts. Do this. But I don't want to do that because I like talking to y'all. So, you know, I want to do this. But YouTube is like, okay, well, if you do this, we're not going to send this out to your subscribers because we told you to do that. But that's how the algorithm is set up. Unless you're, you know, unless you're specifically sometimes looking for me, YouTube may not be like, hey, Omo Shun is live. You want to go over there watch her? Oh, you don't? Okay, we didn't think you did anyway, girl. Don't worry about it. That's how YouTube is now. So you really got to be out here hustling. If you're not hustling, you're not getting no views. Because the algorithm is constantly changing. Kay said, okay, hold on, Tammy, I'm going to come back to you. Kay said, my opinion is that Adrian and Kanye are in battles with themselves, which is the obvious at this point. Hold on a minute, Kay. That makes total sense. You need something to draw people in. Okay, but hold on, Tammy. You need something to draw people in, but the way the algorithm is set up, you may draw them in, but you got to keep doing that. You know, you got to keep taking your shit up a notch. That's how social media is designed now. It's not the social media is not for, you know, people like myself who like to come on and you know, maybe do a reading or, you know, chit chat. We all sit around talking about what's going on in the world. That shit's dead. YouTube is like, don't nobody want to hear that mess. You got to be out here doing other stuff to, you know, to really get there. And I'm only willing to do so much. I can't be on here twerking and I ain't doing all that shit. Adrian and Kanye, they really seem like Both of them do have very intense internal struggles that they haven't dealt with. And if you watch Adrian's videos, like, and if you really pay attention to what she's saying, every now and then she will drop a nugget. I was 15 years old when I first started turning tricks. 15. That in itself, that right there in itself is enough to tell you that this woman has had issues ever since she was young. 15, ain't no way in hell my mother would have been allowing me to turn tricks at 15. 15, I wasn't even thinking about doing anything like that. Well, I've never thought about doing it, but I've not, definitely not at 15. Hey, the Dark Goddess. So if you really listen to Adrian's videos, she's gonna tell you. She tells you what's going on, what has happened in her life, why she is basically where she is now, and then you sprinkle in a little bit of mental illness, and there you have it. There you have it. You see her whole situation. She gonna give it to you, just like connection rejection. She didn't told us who she is. She's told us why she, things that have happened to her and why she who she is. People will tell, if you watch them long enough, they will tell you their story. Because social media, some people use social media as their form of therapy. So they just get up here and tell their whole life story. I don't use social media as therapy. I'm only gonna tell you what I want you to know. I'm not telling you everything about my life because that shit's not your business. This ain't therapy for me. So I'm not gonna get up here and tell my whole life story. Shit that I don't want people to know. Mm-mm. That's not me. But a lot of people do. We see why some people act the way they do and they tell you why. A lot of stuff they tell you. If you listen to their videos, like you listen closely, they tell you why they act the way they act. So, um, hopefully I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. I was telling everybody before you guys came in that I was kind of having a bad time for a couple of days. Just it was the anniversary of my mom's death, and this time of year it's hard. It is really hard. Like sometimes I be like, God damn, everybody done left me. My mama, my daddy, my sister, everybody. And so, yeah. Like my dad is a totally different death than my mother. Because my dad died when I was so young that I don't remember him. I don't remember him at all. But my mama, like we was super close. And there are some times when I be like, like legit be wanting to call her. Like when my husband get on my nerves, I be wanting to call my mom. And then I be like, God damn it. she gone. So yeah, I don't know. This year it hit me hard. It really did. And I'm always, like I'm always the strong person. You know that saying, check on your strong friends? People don't do that. They just assume because I've always been so strong that I'm just strong. Well, fuck. I get weak too. And for this week, I just couldn't do it. Out like Tuesday, I was in bed basically all day. I couldn't do shit. I really couldn't. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing. I was just in a bad space. And I just had to realize it, just come to terms with the fact that, yeah, I really do miss my mother. And no matter how I try to be like, I've come to terms with her death. It's not like I'm legit pretending like my mom is still alive. I know she ain't here. But sometimes it's just, and I think around the holidays, it just gets worse. It's just worse. And October is just a bad month. Like she passed in October. We had a funeral in October. Her birthday is in October. So just a lot. Just a lot. So and um so I know some of you may not know because some of you are new here. But I was adopted when I was 5 years old. And I know who my mother's family is. I know them. Um, but I want to find my dad's family. And at first I was like, it's too late. I'm 58 years old. Like, what if they don't want to meet me? But what if they do? Like that's always been in the back of my mind. What if they do want to meet me? What if they just don't know where I am and they want to meet me, but they don't know where I am? My biological mother, she passed away. She passed away before my adopted mother passed away. But it was my adopted mother that I was super close to. I was not close to my biological mother. We weren't close. I mean, we talked, but we weren't close because she didn't raise me. From 5 years old, she didn't raise me. So we weren't close. There wasn't a major connection there. Yeah, I met my mom. Yeah, I was with my biological mother the day before she passed away. Like my family did call me and tell me that she was sick and if you want to see her, you need to come to the hospital. And I did come cuz at first I was like, I'm not doing that. I ain't we me and her haven't talked in a while. What y'all calling me for? But I said, "No, go ahead and go." And I'm glad I did. You know, I'm glad that I went to see her. I went to see her like the day before uh, she passed away. As a matter of fact, we were there. The whole family was there with her that night. Uh, I think we left the hospital about maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We left the hospital, and she passed at 6. So we were there with her. So yeah, I knew her, but it's my dad. So my dad was killed when I was 2 years old. My biological father was killed when I was 2 years old. And he wasn't from California. The all of his family was in Arkansas. So he had came to California because his uncle had came to California because he was like, this was during the big boom in like the 60s when black people were migrating from the South out here to California because of the jobs. So this is how my uncle and aunt, who ended up adopting me, came to California from Louisiana because of the jobs and stuff here in California. So my dad, uncle, told him, hey, why don't you come out here? Because it's jobs in California, people working, they making good money. And so he was like, okay. So he came out here to California, got a job, met my mom, who was in high school at the time. My dad wasn't. She got pregnant with me, and when I was 2 years old, he got killed. And so his uncle from Arkansas came out here after my father was killed. And his uncle from Arkansas and my uncle who was here in California, who was the one that, told my dad about the jobs and come to California, blah, blah, blah. They took his body back to Arkansas. So my dad wasn't buried here. They took him back to Arkansas to be buried because that's where the rest of the family is. They know I exist. I just don't know them. So I said that I was going to put my story on TikTok and see if anybody knows me. My sister passed away. My mother was pregnant. My mother was pregnant with my sister when my father was killed. And she had my sister after all of this transpired. She had my sister. And my sister lived, I think, 3 months. And she died of SIDS. So that would have been, me and her would have been full siblings because we would have had the same mom and dad. So my mother went on later to have other children, but of course they were by somebody else. And so we're not close. It's a crazy story. I said I was going to write a book because the story, it's not crazy, but it's just, how things happen in families. So my mother did go on to have 4 other children, 4 other boys. She lost one. And so there are still 4 of us left, 3 boys and myself. And they don't talk to me. So they all have the same dad. So they're close. I'm the eyeball out. So it's just, I don't know. That it's just a lot. And then I got adopted by one person. They ended up getting adopted by their grandparents because my mother was an alcoholic and she wasn't taking care of no kids. So I just kind of want to know, like, is it anybody on my dad's side that is still living? No, we didn't grow up together. No, because I got adopted by my aunt, and later on, they were still living with my mother. And she was like having kids because it's like 4 years between me and the next kid, me and my brother. And then like 2 years and 2 years between them. So my mother started having issues with alcohol, and she had already put me up for adoption. She gave me to my aunt and uncle. So she only had my brothers, and CPS took them. They ended up going with their grandparent on their dad's side. So we didn't even grow up in the same city. Like, I never, after they were adopted, I never saw them again because their adoption was sealed, and my mother could have no contact with them until they turned 18. My adoption was open, and she could communicate with me. She could get pictures, she could get letters, she could come to the house, all of that kind of stuff, as long as she wasn't drunk. So my adoption was open. Theirs was closed. No contact. And their grandmother had their situation set up like that, where there was no contact from my mother. So yeah, it was crazy. Oh, I thought that was my package.
You ain't getting no package.
I am, you hater.
You ain't getting no package.
Shoot. I want my package. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, to do the ancestry thing. But you know, people be finding people on TikTok. You never know who's on TikTok, and you tell your whole story, and before you know it, it may be somebody that that know me. Like, I do have pictures of I have a few pictures of my dad. I know what my last name is. I know where the family used to live. So, I don't know. That's what I've been thinking of doing. It's just, you know how you go through that, and I don't think sometimes people realize after you become an adult and you lose both of your parents, you get there's a certain level of loneliness that you have. And people look at me and they're like, "Well, you always look so happy. You got everything. You got a husband. You got all these grandkids, and you got kids. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm legit happy about that. I love that. But I still miss my parents. I don't have any other family, and there's a disconnect. Yes, no. Come, go in your house. Because you keep doing all that jumping. Go in there. Go in there. You know you can't do all that jumping. Because we trying to wean him off of some of these pain meds. Um, yeah, there's a disconnect when you don't have family. And holiday season is the time when all the family, you're getting together, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I have no family. I mean, yeah, I have my kids, but that's not enough. That's not enough. And my kids are out here living their own lives. Like they're in their 30s. This is the time when they're out here discovering life and going here and going there and doing this and doing that. No, I want like aunties and cousins, and I want my mama, but she ain't here. My son bought a 5.0 yesterday. He came by the house and showed it to me. He was so happy. That's always been his car. His one of his dream cars is that 5.0. So I was so happy for him. He got his little car, even though I know he ain't gonna keep that shit for long. It's just the fact that, when you have something that you want, and see, it's just the fact that he still had me to share it with. I go out and buy the car that, the car of my dreams. I can't pull up in front of my mama house. I can't pull up and, mama, look at my car. I can't do that because my mama is in the ground. And I was so happy for him. And I don't think your kids take you for granted. Like you just gonna be here forever. But sometimes when I look at him, I be like, one day I ain't gonna be here for you to roll up on with your new car or your good news. He don't know how that feel. Even my husband, he don't know how that feel. He still got both of his parents. When he want to talk to his mama or hug his mama, she right here. I can't do that. And there are days when that just lays heavy on my heart. It lays heavy on me. Yeah, my kids met uh, their half brother, and one of my sons he was okay, but the other one was just like, oh, hey, how you doing? He wasn't really friendly. My son, but at least they met each other. Cause my husband um, had a child while we were married. That's what started our divorce. So that's where I've been. Just trying to process and deal with my feelings. It's a lot. Grief is a interesting monster. It will rear its head when you're not expecting it. And everybody should be a little bit more empathetic around this time of year, because just because you have a house full of family and love, and around the holiday season you got the prettiest Christmas tree on the block, and you got these perfect kids and a perfect husband, and you making popcorn balls and candy apples and all of this kind of stuff, there is somebody sitting in a house by themselves with nobody to talk to, wanting the holidays to hurry up and be over because it's the worst time of year for them. And I really don't do well the darker months of the year anyway. I'm more vibrant and happy during the summer months. When it's raining and gloomy and cloudy and gray, I don't do well. I don't do well. So it's that time of year, like they say, think about your strong friends because we have feelings too. And sometimes people have a tendency, this is why I push a lot of people away and I don't really get involved with a lot of people because people have a tendency to want to be my friend for me to help them. But when it's my time to talk to somebody, they don't have time for me. So I push people away. I won't even give you that opportunity to do that to me. So just, be conscious of how you treat people. Yeah, check up on people. Just don't, try to use people all the time. Just, hey girl, how you doing? And leave it at that. Not, hey girl, how you doing? Can you do a reading for me? Or hey, how you doing? My boyfriend doing jump won't. Sometimes I don't want to hear that shit. I just want you to say, hey, how you doing? You good? And leave it at that. Check up on people. Don't assume that because somebody's life looks perfect, it's perfect. Because we all got issues. I was going through a lot when Gizmo was sick. Like a lot. Because I'm like, Lord, I'm about to lose my dog. And he still is not 100. But it was a lot. I like legit thought I was about to lose my dog. So check in with people. Just it don't cost nothing to be like, hey, Omo, how's Gizmo doing? Or girl, I was thinking about you. Don't just think about me when you need something. Hey girl, you all right? If you don't see somebody, check in on them. Hey girl, what's going on? I ain't heard from you. You good? Because this is we going into the part of the year where depression is at a high. Once it starts to, the time changes, it's getting dark earlier. The sun is not going to be out giving us that vitamin D as much. People will get depressed. And plus, we're in a position right now where, the economy is crazy. So yeah, people are hurting. Yeah, Kay, I used to do that too. Years ago. Yeah, haven't done any volunteering in a while. And then you got that, people still tripping off of, Miss C. Because I swore. I was like, do I have it? I had told my husband, I was like, I think I should take a test. And he was like, why? I was like, because my nose running. He was like, It's probably allergies. But I think too, anxiety and, sadness and grief can just cause your body to just be out of whack. And I think that's where I've been this week. I've just been out of sorts. And a lot of it is anxiety and, just my emotions being all over the place. And my little sister um, passed away when I was like really, really young, when I was 2. She passed away when I was 2. I have never been, and I'm 58 for the people that don't know. I've never been to her grave. I don't even know where she's buried. So, my mother, my biological mother, um, was like in charge of all of that stuff. And so, after my mom got sober, I asked her where my sister was. And she was just like, I don't want to deal with that. And I never asked her again. Because I was like, okay, she's not going to tell me. She wouldn't even tell me, like, where she was buried. And for some reason, there has been this pull for me to go and at least put some flowers on my sister's grave. So now I got to try to find out where she is. Because my mother wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't tell me. And I asked one of my aunts, and she was like, I don't know. Did you ask your mom? This is the type of family that I have. Yes, I asked her first. And I didn't get anything from her. I thought you were more intelligent. Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. Somebody know. Somebody had to know. So what y'all do? Just throw her away? And my mother that adopted me said no, they had a service for her. They should know where she is. But I don't know, child. Families are crazy. And everybody got something. We all got to struggle. This is just mine. I'm pretty sure everybody that is listening to me has something in there. Now, your struggle may not be similar. Yours could be something else. Yours could be related to your husband or your baby daddy or whatever. Mine is related to my mama. Yeah. Boy, she locked that away. She locked that away with a key that she threw in the ocean. And she refused to tell me. And I waited until I was an adult to ask her. Like I was in my 20s when I asked her. And this was one of the periods of times when my mom was sober. So I said, okay, let me get her now while she's sober. Nope. But I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. That's on my list of things to do. I'm gonna find her. And I'm going to put some flowers on her grave. I know it's been a long time coming, but I'm gonna find her. I mean, I think I know how. I'm gonna try. So, no, my mother's alcoholism started after my sister passed. Because, see, you have to realize that my father passed first. My mother was pregnant when he was killed. And then she had this healthy baby. And 2 months later, the baby died. That's when she started drinking. That the death of my sister pushed my mother over the edge. Because that's when she was like, I can't take care of you. I can't do nothing. And, she was just like, go away. So it all happened after that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's that late?
Nope.
Bye, Peanut Head.
Whatever.
So, yeah, everything happened after, um, after everybody's death. After my father's death and after my sister's death is when she started drinking. And I'm pretty sure she was, drinking, dabbling before. But after my sister passed away, that was it. She just went buck wild. And she just kept going. She just never, she was just never the same. Never. After after my sister died, that was it. Like everybody said that, after my dad's death, that was enough. Like you pregnant, the person that, you're pregnant by gets killed, and then you're carrying this baby, and then the baby comes, the baby is healthy, the baby looks like the daddy, and you're just, you have this constant reminder, and then you wake up one morning and the baby is dead. Like that's how it happened. My mother woke up and my little sister had died sometime in the night. So they said it was SIDS. Just went to sleep and just kept sleeping. So my mother started drinking after that. And she just didn't stop. She did not stop. Like, I think she would stop while she was pregnant because, she did go on to have other kids. I think she would stop while she was pregnant. And as soon as she would have the baby, she would start back up drinking. And she did go to treatment. I know she went once to inpatient treatment and they had to let her out. She left. She just couldn't do it. Once that alcohol sickness starts, and when you in inpatient treatment, you just got to go through it. And they say normally, if you go through that, if you survive that, most people stay clean. She couldn't survive that. She couldn't survive that alcohol, the detoxing from the alcohol, the crazy, she said that demons were coming for her, and it was crazy, because she told me about the experience, and she was like, these demons were coming for me. They were under the bed, and she was like, I had to get out of there. Shit, that made me want to have a drink. Her describing what it was like detoxing, that shit made me want to drink. And she had to get the hell out of there and go have a drink. And she was like, I was begging them to just give me a drink. So, yeah, she never detoxed. When she got older, she wasn't drinking as much, but she was still drinking. She was still drinking because every now and then I would go by the house and check on her, and she'd be like, "Take me to the corner store." For what? I need some cigarettes. Okay, I'll buy you some cigarettes, but I'm not getting you anything else. Well, can't you just give me this bottle of wine? No, I'm not. I'll buy you a carton of cigarettes, but I'm not gonna buy you no wine. And she get mad, cuss me out. You think you ain't no better than me. I ain't trying to be better than you. But I'm still not gonna I don't care what you say. I'm not gonna buy you a bottle of wine. Now I'm buying you a carton of cigarettes. I done took you to the store. I drove you to the store. I'm gonna buy you these cigarettes, but I'm not gonna buy you no wine. Well, give me the money, I'll buy it. I'm not giving you no money. And she take them cigarettes and I take her back home. So you can get drunk as you want to, but I'm not gonna supply it for you. I'm not gonna get it. Now I'll let you smoke, but I'm not gonna get you. I'm not gonna be the one to get you drunk. Cause she done got drunk one time, got hit by a car and everything. So I ain't gonna be the one. It ain't gonna be behind a bottle of wine that I bought you. But yeah, she never. Yeah, I heard that those alcohol tears. I heard they can. I heard they are crazy. People coming down off of alcohol. I've had a few people when I worked at a rehab facility. I've had a few people tell me about the alcohol. It's just like in the movie Ray when he was, coming, getting clean from heroin. It's very similar. Like they be sick. And they don't give you nothing. For alcohol, they don't give you nothing. It's not like they can give you a drink. It's not like they can give you a drink. They don't give you nothing. You just gotta deal with it. And she couldn't. She got up out of there. She was an adult and they had to let her go. They can't hold you. They let her go. So, check on your strong friends. Sometimes they need you. My little friend mad at me. So I'm gonna do another video tomorrow probably and go into more detail because tomorrow I'm gonna put my hair on. I just washed my hair. That's why it's so fluffy. So I'm gonna put some oil on it and probably do my ponytail. Where are we this weekend? I think we're in Hayward. Yeah, it's a home game. So I don't think it's gonna be as hot as it's been. It wasn't super duper hot at the last game we were at. The only thing is, when you go to these football games, they're outside, they're in the bleachers. So and it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so the sun is beaming down, and he's been playing in some pretty warm areas. So Okay, this tissue is just wet because I had my cup sitting on it. I'm really hoping that this is just allergies. I think it is. Yeah, I just washed mine today. Is it dry? Yeah, it's dry. It's dry. I washed it and then I went outside for a little while. And it don't really take my hair that long to dry, so it is dry. But I'm gonna put my ponytail on. We either gonna ponytail or wig. Oh, your birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday. In case we not here tomorrow, happy birthday, Naya. Happy birthday, girl. What are you doing for your birthday? You going out? You don't go out, do you? Like, do people still be some people still go out like that, huh? Some people like y'all be going to brunch and stuff. It is this brunch place. Uh I think it's in Vallejo or somewhere that me and my husband is gonna have to take me. The food looks so good. But some of y'all be going to like the brunch places in Atlanta be looking like it's the bomb. Oh, not Flippy's child. Is it Momo's Cafe? Let me look and see. Is this it? I don't think this is it. No, that ain't it. I gotta find it. Because this place had like crabs. It looked like it was on the water. It looked like it was real good. Would you go to a restaurant called the Sardine Can? The Sardine Can, child. I gotta find this place because I saw it on Instagram and the food looks so good. Oh, Manny's Steakhouse. We're looking for new restaurants to go to too. Because I'm kind of sick of going to the same place over and over and over. Even though my husband is a creature of habit. That's it, y'all. You'll be 32. 32. Yeah, you still you younger than my kids. My son just turned what, 34? Yeah. My youngest is 34 and his brother is 35. No. He 33. 33. Don't Arizona have a lot of like brunch places? Doesn't Arizona have a good like a lot of nice restaurants, and isn't there like nightlife similar to, I don't want to say similar to Vegas, but don't they have like a lot of nice places to eat and stuff in Arizona? You know, every time I tell somebody I'm from the Bay Area, they automatically assume it's San Francisco. Do y'all really be thinking that San Francisco is the only place in the Bay Area? The Bay Area is huge. Okay, San Francisco It's not the whole Bay Area. But San Francisco does have a lot of restaurants. We just don't want to cross the bay to go to them because the traffic is always a bitch. Like that traffic from this side of the bay to San Francisco is crazy, especially on the weekends and during the week because a lot of people do commute from this side of the bay to that side of the bay to work. So the traffic is crazy. That's the only reason why we don't want to go over there to those nice restaurants is because of the traffic. And then the parking is horrible at a lot of places in San Francisco. Don't nobody want to deal with that. She said these knees aren't that young. Girl, 32? Girl, 32, I had baby knees. 32, these knees was still young. Okay? Them baby knees. You can still get out there. I used to go to a town up there over the Golden Gate Bridge called Bolinas. Those were my young years in Stinson Beach. I've been there. The Bay Area is Oakland. Yeah, but the Bay Area is actually, bigger than just Oakland. It's so many cities in the Bay Area. Berkeley, Piedmont, Emeryville, uh, Richmond, San Pablo, Airport, what is it? El Sobrante. All these places in the Bay Area. Oh, you used to live in San Bernardino? I've only been to San Bernardino once. One time. But I've only been to LA a few times. I've been, in the Bay Area all my life and I only been to LA a few times. Only been to Disneyland once. But we about to change that because we're going to the Disneyland in Florida and then we praying to the Disneyland gods that we make it to Disneyland for Christmas. If Gizmo is feeling better and we find a place to board him and stuff, then we're gonna go for Christmas. Not for Christmas, but I wanna, go to Disneyland to see like the Christmas decorations and stuff. I do want to be home for Christmas. I don't think I want to be traveling during the actual holiday. Yeah, the traffic is crazy over the Golden Gate. Well, the Golden Gate Bridge is a landmark for San Francisco. So the Golden Gate Bridge is always crowded. But the Bay Bridge, people coming from our area going to San Francisco is always crowded. So don't nobody want to deal with that with this. I mean, yes, the city does have some beautiful restaurants with beautiful scenic views, but you got to deal with that traffic. The traffic sucks. I don't want to deal with that. I heard San Bernardino was bad, was really getting bad. But I mean, there's bad parts in all cities. There's bad parts of San Francisco, bad parts of Oakland, bad parts of the Bay Area, bad parts of Richmond. And then there's these beautiful areas, beautiful parts in San Francisco. If you want to fight that traffic and get over there, there are some gorgeous restaurants with some of the most beautiful waterfront views and views of the bridges and all of that kind of stuff. You just got to fight it. You know, you just got to get there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call my son back because yesterday he came over to the house to show me the car. He didn't take me for a ride because I wasn't feeling good. So I'm going to call him and be like, hey, do you want to, um, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah. Um, you want to go for a ride Friday? Um, there is a casino not too far from where we live, and it's really popular. Like, Filipino people love the casino, huh? And I'm not stereotyping, but this particular casino is always full of Filipino people. And I've never been. I've never been to. I've only been to one casino, other than Reno. Like if you go to Reno, you know, there's casinos everywhere. So I've been to Reno. But just one like standalone casino, I've only been to one. And I think that was Cash Creek. No, I've been to two. I went to this other one in like Emeryville. So I do want to go to the casino because I ain't never did that. So we may go. All right, y'all. We just talking now. So I'm not going to say I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not going to promise that I will see you guys when I feel like seeing you guys. Okay? So check on somebody. Tell them how. Ask them how they doing. You know, don't take for granted that everybody that you know is strong and they're okay because you think they're strong. Okay? I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.